Hi, I'm Carla, and today we're going to make wakame and shirataki noodle salad. We're going to start with the wakame, which is a dried seaweed product. It's grown off the coast of Japan. They actually grow it off the coast of Maine as well. And it's in big sheets. They cut it up, they dry it, so we have to rehydrate it today. We need to soak it in cold water. It takes about 4 to 6 minutes to reconstitute the wakame. And one reason that we like to use wakame is that it's very high in a lot of the micronutrients that you don't always find in other vegetables. So we used about half the package of wakame. And we want to let it soak, like I said, 4 to 6 minutes in cold water. It's very high in manganese, high in selenium. There's a good amount of calcium, actually some iron in it as well. So it's really nutritious, but it's a lot of the micronutrients that we're looking for in the wakame. The shirataki noodles are vegan. They are a very low carbohydrate food, so a lot of people use them as a replacement for pasta. In Japan, where they're traditionally eaten, they use a yam flour, but in the United States they tend to make them with a combination of yam and tofu. So we need to rinse the shirataki noodles, and when we do, we drain them, we rinse them, and they come out like a very soft pasta. They have some nutritional value. They also have some calcium, but they're not as much of a nutritional food. They really are there just to give us some body without a lot of carbohydrates. So we've got to let the wakame soak for a little while. We've prepared carrots. I've got julienne carrots, but any kind of cut will do, anything that you prefer. I like that crunch of the long, skinny carrot. And so 1 to 2 carrots will work just fine. We don't have to be super precise. And I've used 1 green onion here as well. So those are chopped up. And we're going to want to use some fresh ginger. You could use canned. They make some nice jarred gingers now. But I really love the fresh aroma and the taste of the fresh ginger. It's a really it's very anti-inflammatory, great if you're not feeling well. You can always slice up some ginger, boil it in some water. So it's really, really excellent in any of your Asian cooking, but it's also just great as something to use if you need a little pick-me-up. I'm using a microplane grater, but you could use a box grater if you have one of those. You could even whiz it up in a food processor. You could peel it, although I've seen it done without being peeled as well. Sometimes I put it in my Vitamix blender, and I blend it up with a little bit of water, drain it, and then take the ginger and put it in a jar so I have it ready when I'd like to use it. So we've got about, I'd say about a teaspoon of ginger. Could be a little bit more or a little bit less, that's okay. And then we're going to prepare the sauce. We're using 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. You really don't need a lot of sesame oil. In fact, if that taste is a little strong for you, you could use less than a teaspoon. Really, I would use at least a quarter, but between a quarter and a full teaspoon. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. And really, I would make sure that you use something low in sodium. Soy sauce has enough sodium as it is, and even the low sodium is still relatively high. And we're going to use 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. And I would try to use a good quality rice vinegar, something that you would find in the Asian aisle of the grocery store. And just in general, places that you'd find the other ingredients, the shirataki noodles, you'd look in the refrigerator section of the healthy aisle, close to where you'd find the tofu. And wakame, I can find that in the regular grocery store. Again, if there's an Asian aisle, you might need to go to a specialty Asian shop, but more and more grocery stores are selling things like this, just on the regular shelves. So we've got our sesame oil, the rice vinegar, and the soy sauce with the ginger. Give that a little mix. We just need to drain the wakame. You could rinse it as well and run some cool water over it. It has a really nice taste of the sea, so it's very, it got a salty flavor. And some people might find it a little bit too salty, so you could rinse it off additionally if you like. I really like that flavor. But you do want to squeeze out some of the water. You don't want to add a lot of extra water to your dressing. So give it a good squeeze. And then we'll add that to our dressing. The shirataki noodles we've already rinsed under some cool water. And we'll add those to our wakame. adding our carrots and our green onions. And all we need to do now is mix. This could be a recipe that could be adapted for a large crowd. It really keeps well. So this could be something you could make in advance and bring to a party. It's also a really quick lunch. It's something I go to a lot if I just want to have a quick bite and I have all the ingredients on hand. So it doesn't have to be something that involves a lot of extra preparation. But it's very nutritious. The carrots, the green onions, the wakame. It's really good to incorporate sea vegetables, more sea vegetables into our diet, because if you're following a vegan diet, it includes lots of omega-3 fatty acids, which can be hard to get from vegetable sources, especially like non-seafood sources. So including the wakame in your diet is a really good, healthy way to add those omega-3s into your diet. All right. I think we need to take a little taste. Let's see. That's good. So I hope you enjoy making your wakame shirataki noodle salad at home.